this again. Can anybody hear me? Okay, so I'm just gonna start then. So I am gonna start streaming now for some reason. I guess quarantine is really starting to get to me. But I have many things to talk about, and I am often interrupted when I try to talk about them with other people, so I figured streaming was just a good way to never let that happen until I have my friends on as guests, which is a thing I'm planning to do. Um, but for now, I just wanted to do a brief introduction for who I am, about who I am, and about what I'm going to be doing here. So I am not a gamer. Anyone who knows me can attest to that, but I figured it would be more interesting to have a visual for you all while I talk about other things. But so most of the games are just going to be something simple like this because I am also incapable of thinking about more than one thing at one time, so I need to do something mindless like this. I have this game, I have the racial justice bundle that was available on Twitch recently. That, and I have other games planned like the Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam games of my childhood because I can play them in 20 minutes, I learned yesterday when I was doing quick run-throughs, and I don't even have to think about it. So that those are queued up for another time. But mostly I'm going to be talking about things that are not games because I don't know much about them and I don't know how to speak about them intelligently. So some of the topics I have planned are things like anime and witchcraft and things from ranging from that to things like affect theory and ecofeminism, because I have a master's degree in women's studies, women, gender, and sexuality studies to be exact. I also have a bachelor's degree in English, so a lot of what I talk about will be related to that, but not everything. Sometimes it'll just be stuff I'm interested in. But yeah, I have friends who are also very intelligent and creative and know many things about many things, so I'm going to be inviting them on as guests for certain topics. So that will be fun. Whether or not they agree is another issue, but we'll get there. But I also know these topics, some of these topics are very involved and complicated, so I would like to have a Q&A session, I guess during the stream, since I don't anticipate having a lot of viewers at one time, so as the questions come up, I think I'll just answer them that way. If for whatever reason too many people are trying to ask me things at once again, I don't foresee that, but if it does, then I'll just do it at the end of stream, or when I'm done talking about something. But that's, we'll worry about that if that ever becomes a problem. I doubt it will. But, let's see. That's mostly it about, the structure and all that. I will say my first episode I have planned is about being a native Floridian and what it is like to be born and raised in Florida, specifically South Florida, because that is where I'm at. And I don't think Florida has been properly represented in a lot of media. I think it's a lot more complicated than people give it credit for. It's a very contradictory place. It's truly a wild place to grow up, and I think people get the wildness, but they don't understand like that it's not just that. There's still a lot of, like, I know in the media a lot, like, we see Floridians making bad decisions, but I also want to emphasize that the people those bad decisions hurt are also Floridians, and I think it's important to point that out. Um, Thank you, Alyssa. I just saw your comment. Um, but yeah, so that's what my first episode is going to be about. And I have Florida's probably going to be a running theme because I also want to do book reviews at some point for some of the stuff I read both in grad school and as an undergrad. And a lot of that, because I went to school in Florida, is Florida centric. And a lot of them are really good, interesting books. The one I have in mind right now is Welcome to Fairyland, which is about queer history in Miami before 1850, I believe. Or no, before 1940. It's from 1850 to 1940, I believe. Um, but that was written by Dr. Julio Capo, who I had the pleasure of taking a class with, where he taught us about that book and about Florida history, and I think it's really fascinating, so I want to talk about it too. Um, so that'll be one thing. I also have James Baldwin's The Fire Next Time that I want to talk about because that's one of my favorite books. But that, um, but it's not going to be mainly book reviews. That'll come up once in a while. Usually, after I'm done talking about a related topic, I'll probably bring a book to talk about that deals with that. Um, let's see. I think that's about it for now. I think that I covered everything I wanted to cover. So thank you guys. I think that'll be it for now. I will see you all hopefully next time I figure out how to do this properly.